Good afternoon. Welcome to another installment of the Mililani Minute videos. Today we're going to start a new series as we go through some questions and answers that you can ask your children and work with your children on to understand who God is and be able to work through some of the major areas of doctrine. Now, in order to do this, I'm using a resource that is put out by one of the editors of, I think he's the managing editor actually, of the Gospel Project, which is a curriculum that we use for the children on Sunday mornings through our Sunday school material. And his name is Brian Dembozic. Coincidentally, it's actually kind of an interesting story. Is here at Mililani Baptist, when he was a young child, he was baptized here through Mililani Baptist Church. Now he's working with Lifeway there in Tennessee. He wrote a resource a few years ago, and it's called Cornerstones. This is his book. It's called Cornerstones. It's 200 questions and answers to be able to help you as parents to work through and teach your children what it means to understand doctrine. And so there's actually a book that goes along with this for parents. So if you're unfamiliar, you're not sure about some of these questions and answers, I would encourage you that there is a resource for you. There's a devotional that as a parent you can go through. It's also called Cornerstones. It's the parent guide. But this book here, again, is called Cornerstones. There are questions and answers, and throughout history, questions and answers have been a method or a tool that have been employed by parents, by teachers, and by others to help us to remember different concepts that are being taught. Now, repetition, I believe repetition equals retention, that the more you repeat something, the easier it is to remember. So I've been working through these, Rachel and I have been working through these with our son Declan. As we go through these questions and answers, these are important times for us as we go through them with our son. But I'm going to start, we'll do a couple questions and answers per video. And so we're going to start that as a series today. So every week that I'm here with these videos, you'll see some of these questions and answers. And I encourage you, go on Amazon, look up Brian Dembozic, and the spelling can be a little tricky, but just look up Cornerstones and type in Cornerstones questions and answers, and you should be able to find it. And then we're going to try to put the description or the Amazon link to his book for both books really in the description. But each section has a number of questions, and the first section is on God, the person of God. And so the first question that we come to is, what is God? Now, some people take exception to asking what instead of asking who. But it is important to define what God is, because a lot of times we don't understand that or for non-believers, they don't understand that there is a God. They don't understand what the concept of God is. And so for us, we want to be able to teach our children first and foremost that what is God? God is creator and ruler of the universe. And so that's the question, what is God? The answer is God is creator and ruler of the universe. And so in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And then it talks about all things were created by Him, and there's nothing that was made except that which was made by Him. And so this is an important question as we begin understanding exactly who God is. And again, God is creator and ruler over everything. The next question that comes up is, can we know that God exists? Now, this is an important question as well, because I think that's a question that our society is teaching in schools and just throughout society, that no, we can't know that God exists. That's, if there is a God, He's some unknowable being. Well, that's not true. We'll talk about that later with another question. But the question, can we know that God exists? So you would ask your child, can we know that God exists? The answer is yes, we can know that God exists from evidence in nature and in the Bible, and from an inner sense that tells us He does. So what we have is we have evidence in nature, we have evidence in the Bible, but we also have an inner sense that tells us this isn't all here by accident. all of creation, living here in Hawaii. We're able to go out, not right now because of the orders, but when you go to the beach and you go on a hike and you're out and you're in nature and you're seeing all of the incredible, the stunning beauty that we are blessed to have here in Hawaii, it's incredible to see all of that. And there's an inner sense that tells us this is not here by accident. This earth is not here by accident. God, the creator and ruler of everything, designed, created, established, and put all things in place. We know that from an inner sense that tells us that he exists. We know that from evidence in nature. We know when we look at how nature works, there's so many things that had to happen just right that it takes more faith to believe that's all an accident than the amount of faith it takes to believe that there is an all-knowing, all-powerful being who created all things. And then finally, we have evidence in the Bible. We say that because we have the eyewitness accounts throughout recorded history and throughout God inspiring men to write. We see evidence in the Bible that tells us God does exist. We're going to go over a few more questions with tomorrow's video. But again, what is God? God is creator and ruler of everything. Can we know that God exists? Yes, we can know that God exists because of evidence in nature and in the Bible and from an inner sense that tells us he does. I'll see you tomorrow.